guys, today I'm here with my full coverage, long wear, natural, depending on who you ask, foundation routine. These are the tools, products, steps that I've been taking lately to ensure not only does my makeup last all day, but it still looks good at the end of it. And a big part of that is your skincare, making sure your skin is hydrated, whether you are dry or oily. So I am very excited that this video is in partnership with and sponsored by Neutrogena. We're going to be chatting all about their Hydra Boost line. You've heard me mention it time and time again. Some of you have picked it up on my recommendation, and others of you I know were loving it before I even mentioned it. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're not familiar with the Neutrogena Hydra Boost line, it's all formulated to renew the skin's hydration levels by replenishing water and strengthen your skin's moisture barrier, which is going to make your skin look more supple, more hydrated, and in turn more smooth, which is something I am definitely a fan of. And it contains hyaluronic acid, which is an ingredient I've fallen in love with over the past year and a half, because it's such a good hydrator for the skin without leaving my skin feeling heavy. It's something that naturally occurs in our skin, be it dry or oily, so it's great for everybody. It almost acts like a sponge because it can absorb up to 1,000 times its weight in water, and this has a really great unique formula that helps to kind of hydrate the skin throughout the day. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a cleanser. There are a few other bits in this line that I'm not mentioning today. There's some things that I've mentioned before, so it will all be linked down below, but let's go ahead and get into the cleansing. So the cleanser that I'm using today is the Hydra Boost Hydrating Cleansing Gel. This is meant to boost hydration for soft, supple skin. This product and all of the products that I'm mentioning today from the Hydra Boost line are non-comedogenic. It's also soap-free and oil-free, which is great, but you're still getting a really nice lather. I find this is good for day or night. It does do a good job removing your makeup. I really like it in the morning because it's so lightweight and it's such a nice cleanser. It leaves my skin still feeling like hydrated, but you know sometimes if you use a cleanser that's too strong, it can kind of leave your skin with that stripped feeling. So that doesn't, this doesn't do that for me at all. It really does have a nice feeling, but you're still feeling clean. Probably the most aesthetically pleasing part of the line. It's all really cute and blue and I enjoy that, but especially I just love that it's clear and it's got like those little balls in there. It's just great. But besides the fact that it looks good, I really do love this for my skin. It is the Hydra Boost Multivitamin Booster. I mentioned this in a favorite serums for oily skin recently, and this is something that you would put on after you cleanse your skin, and you can put this directly on your skin and layer your moisturizer over it, or if you're in a pinch, you just don't feel like it, you can always just put a pump of this into your moisturizer for that boost. So you're getting the hyaluronic acid, you're getting the multivitamins, and this is going to help quench your skin. It will help with any dryness, but I will probably say this a million times over, has a really, really beautifully light feeling. I've mentioned before how much I love a gel cream texture, so today I'm using the Hydra Boost Gel Cream. This is the one that has an SPF of 15, but I've also talked about this one. I use this in my most recent daytime skincare routine. Both of these are great. It's just up to you to kind of choose, but what I like about the gel cream texture is that it absorbs quickly into the skin and has that, again, lightweight feel like a gel, but it's giving you the hydration of a cream, which is kind of the best of both worlds, because I want to be hydrated, but I don't want to feel like my face is melting off. And in addition to that, you're getting that bonus of the SPF 15 in here. And for me, as someone with oily skin, finding a moisturizer that's good for oily skin that gives me that protection is a little bit rare. So I really like this one. I have traveled with it, and you know when I travel with something, that means it's serious. So I definitely recommend this one. Then to finish it off, I'm using the Hydra Boost Gel Cream for the eyes. So similar to what I just mentioned, this has, again, that gel texture that feels lightweight on the skin but gives you the hydration you want, and especially for eye creams, but all of the facial products that I put on, I want it to play nicely under makeup, and this line absolutely does. Concealer especially, I feel like can be affected by the eye cream you put on. If it's not adding enough hydration or if it adds too much, can kind of go either way. So I really like the texture of this. It's also dye-free and fragrance-free if you have any sensitivities to that, and it just adds that nice boost of hydration. You can use it in the nighttime as well. I feel like it gives you enough on the hydration side that you could use this at night night as well. And when you're putting this on, be sure to put it on not only under your eyes, but bring it up around, because that can kind of become a forgotten place of face to hydrate. Forgotten place of the face to hydrate. So yeah, like I said, this can be used day or night, but I especially love it in the day because it does play so nicely under makeup. So let's go ahead and get into my look. So for my primer, I'm using the Smashbox Minimize Pores Photo Finish Primer. This one's super popular and has been out for a while. It's only quite new to me, but I have been enjoying it. One thing I will say is the formula is very, very thick. So, oh, there it goes. It's a very thick formula, so kind of pat it into the skin, because if you rub it around, it can get a little bit thick, I find, but it really does do a good job of smoothing the skin. But you do want to make sure that you're not going in on like a completely dry face. I find having that little bit of hydration on the skin really does help to kind of help it blend into the skin properly, but it really does help to smooth things out. So I have been enjoying it. A step that I've been taking a lot lately when I really want my makeup to last, this isn't something I do every day, but this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Powder, and I will kind of powder down my primer. And I've been doing this for about a year or so, but like I said, not all the time. It really depends. And I don't find that it works with every foundation, with every powder, and the key is to really go in light. And I like, ooh, I inhaled it. And I like to go in with a sponge with just a little bit. And if you have dry skin, I don't think I would recommend this, only if you are on the oilier side and you just want to put on the tiniest amount. Really pat it into the skin. For my foundation, I can't stop using this. It's the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin, and this foundation is good on its own, but these are like the steps when I'm like, I really don't want you to budge. Like recently I traveled home to Newfoundland, and if you watched my vlog, I just had like crazy long days. And I was out all day and I was like doing naturing and all that kind of stuff, and I didn't want to have to worry about touching up, about getting oily, or anything like that. So this is what I've kind of been doing, but this foundation is great on its own as well. It doesn't need all these extra steps, but you take from this, you know, what will work for you in your routine. But I've really been enjoying it, and what I like about it is that it has such great lasting power and it has really nice coverage, but it doesn't look heavy on the skin. For me, long wear has a lot to do with layering products, primarily finding a good cream and powder complement. So I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, and I have been loving this. It's cream contouring can be a little bit intimidating, I find, like if you're just looking at Instagram or whatever it is, but it actually can look quite natural. And even if you have oily skin, it's just a matter of finding one that's going to last on your skin, because it really can help kind of everything adhere and just add a really nice natural dimension. So I'm just going to buff that into the skin, and you can see it blends out quite nicely, and I really find it just sticks around for quite a while. Concealer, I cannot stop using the new Too Faced Born This Way. It has replaced my Shape Tape. I still like Shape Tape, but this is just what I've been using. And like I said earlier, when I travel with something, that means it's serious, and I have traveled with this now twice. So, you know, things are pretty serious between us. And I'll blend out my kind of highlighter concealer right away and with a sponge. And this will also help, like if you put too much contour on your forehead or anything, this will help kind of blend that out a little bit. But I let the concealer under my eyes set no matter the concealer. So I'm going to give that a minute to set, and I'm going to do my brows. Okay, brows are done. I know it doesn't look like I did much to them because I really didn't. I got them threaded a couple days ago, and they really don't need much work, just a little bit of filling in, and I don't really do much to them anyways. But I'm just patting out the concealer with my fingers. That is how I always do it. My concealer, my under eyes like eat concealer, like no matter the concealer, no matter anything. They are just, I don't know what they do. So I like to blend it out with my fingers. So camera cut me off. If you have that issue too, because I was like, what are my under eyes doing? Why did they do this? Try that out, because it has helped me greatly. And then just to blend everything further, I will go in with my sponge once everything has set a little bit more, depending on the day. Sometimes I just use my fingers, sometimes it's a brush, but I always let it set, always firstly pat it out with my fingers. A cream highlight that I cannot get enough of, and the cream highlight thing for me has just taken over my life recently. This is from Makeup Forever as well. It's the Ultra HD Soft Light. I feel like I don't hear many people talking about this, and it is so good. I found when I swatched it, I was kind of like, meh, whatever. So maybe that's what's happening. But on the face, it is a delight if you have textured skin, if you have, if you don't like a super like boom and highlight, but you just want to look like you're super, super healthy. This is a good one. It's really beautiful. I've worn it on its own. I've worn it with a powder highlight. It's just gorgeous. Just enough. It looks so good on the skin. Oh, and also you could wear that highlighter on its own with just like dewy skin. You know, you're hydrated from your Hydro Boost, and then you could put on a little bit of that highlighter and it looks really good. Today I'm just going to go straight in with powder. I'm going to set my under eyes. This is the Rodial Instaglam Banana Powder. I've really been enjoying this. I was only using it for travel because it comes in this like little travel package, but now I've started using it on the day-to-day. So depending on who you are, you might want a double set, which is what I've been kind of doing lately. So I'm going back in with that Too Faced powder and my sponge and pressing it into my skin. And that's why I said like natural foundation routine depending on who you are, because some of you may be like, I would never even do a third of these things to my face. So it really depends. Take from this you know, what you will, but I really like this because it just really presses everything into the skin, looks super natural, and you can leave it there, but I'm going to add a bit of a kind of colored powder. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrushed Flawless Finish. This one is newer to me, but I've used, you know, the MAC Studio Fix in place of this. I've used just any kind of like colored powder foundation just lightly. And I promise you, I'll actually show you a close-up of my face, that this does not look like Cake City because I'm doing such light layers of everything. Okay, I've turned down my lights here to prove that my face is not totally caked up. It might not look, you know, like I'm not wearing any makeup at all, but when your skin is hydrated, you're building up light layers, and you've got a good base of products, I think it looks quite good. Bronzer can change on the day-to-day. Right now, I've been really into the Lorac Buildable Bronzer in Tan Lines, but that kind of depends on the day, how much color I have on my skin. But this is a good one, it lasts quite long. And I just do my forehead, which I've mentioned before is the most satisfying, into my cheeks here and then along my jaw, and then take the remainder and put it on the sides of my nose. So I'm not really contouring my nose, just adding a little bit of warmth, and then sometimes under my lip here too. But this is like a huge brush, there's really nothing left on it. For my blush, I'm actually mixing two blushes. This is the Tarte blush in Seduce, which is kind of more of a neutral. And this is something I do quite often, is I'll take a more neutral blush, kind of pop it all over my cheek towards the back. And then I'm gonna take something that's a little more bright and peachy and just put it towards the front of my face. So for that, I'm using Face Atelier in Tangerine. And I think that's something to keep in mind if you've never really thought of it, is a lot of the time people mix products. I always mix lip products, I always mix face products, and that can make things look more natural or just more blended, or you're just able to create a shade that's extra flattering to your skin tone. And that was a good accidental segue into the highlighter that I've been using lately. It is the Fenty Beauty Killawatt Highlighter, and I love this because you're getting those two pans. So you're getting something more natural and something more boom-in. And if you can see, I've hit pan on this natural one. And that one I'll use on its own sometimes. I'll use it on bare skin. Again, if you have textured skin, it is a really great one just because it adds a little bit of glow, like you can see, but nothing too much. It has no glitter in there. And it's so delightful. So I like going in with that first and then kind of hitting the high points of my face with the more intense one. And I've been loving it. I've liked it since I bought it, but I've kind of rediscovered it recently. Again, back to the travel thing, I know I keep mentioning it, but you really discover what you like when you only take like one of something with you. I got a little carried away, started putting on my mascara and realized I've broken one of my own rules, or just steps that I generally take. Before I put on my mascara, I like to put on my setting spray to ensure my mascara doesn't go anywhere, but I'm just letting my mascara dry, so I figured we'd put on my lips. I have a lip liner on and I want to try out these guys. These are new to me. I love the formula of the other ones. And this obviously is not a part of my foundation routine, but I figured we would try them out anyways. These are the new Stunna Lip Paints by Fenty. So this is uncuffed, and I'm going to put on a smidge of unbuttoned in the center, and I think it's going to be great. As I suspected. And to set it all in place is the Urban Decay All Nighter, which it's pretty much empty. I don't even know if it's going to work. Please, please, please. Come on, come on. Oh, dude. What a fail. Okay. I thought there was a smidge in there. So I absolutely love All Nighter. It is empty. It's probably one of the first finishing setting sprays I've ever actually finished. I've gotten really close before, at least in the past like 2 years. But another one I have been enjoying is the Cover FX High Performance Setting Spray. So let's use that. This is full. So here is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this foundation routine and mini skincare routine featuring the Neutrogena Hydro Boost line. I think it's an incredible line of products, and I only partner with brands that I truly love. Neutrogena is a brand that has been in my life for as long as I can remember. Any of the scrubs, the grapefruit cleanser, the makeup wipes. So I think that this line is just incredible. Let me know down below if you have tried it, and I will have all of it listed down below if you would like to check it out for yourself. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!